Hey guys, Veyron here. I just wanted to get some information about the next season since it seems that a lot of people are confused about how seasons are going to function. To get some information about how seasons work in game, you can click on your faction icon here, select target on the bottom of your screen here, and then click info. On this first page, it tells you that each season will last several months, and the devs have stated in the past that it's going to be at least 2 months, and you can see the rewards for the season by clicking the details button here. As you can see, the Mithril Coat can only be obtained by acquiring the Dominator or Challenger title. And that just means that you have to occupy Dol Guldur at the end of the season, protect your faction's capital, and achieve a ring level of 40. If you go out of this and you click the After This Season tab, you can see all the information about what will happen in between seasons here. So as you can see, the Commander will be retained, Commander's Respect will be retained, the Commander's level will be reset, Commander's skills will be reset, Commander skill points from level upgrades will be reset, Commander skill points from other sources will be retained, and influence will be retained. So you're just going to lose that level that you grinded out during the season, but you're going to keep the respect. So anytime you gave each commander a gift, you're going to keep the respect, regardless if you complete a level or not. It's going to be exactly the same as you left it this season going over to next season. Next, the equipment will be retained, equipment strengthening will be retained, and the equipment effects will be retained. Items will be retained, except for those with the little blue icon on them. That just means that those are going to be forfeited at the end of the season, so make sure you use those up. Friends will be retained, and created groups will be retained. So those chats that you've made, or any friends that you've added, you'll get to keep all those people as long as they remain in the game. Now here's the major things that will be reset each season. The map is going to be completely reset, so the server progress entirely is going to be wiped, and we're all going to start from scratch again. So that means all lands will be reset. For your resources, wood will be reset, ore will be reset, stone, grain, gold, and orders will be reset. So all of those resources will all be reset. For your ring appearance is going to be reset, and if you guys don't know, there is a chart available out there that you can use to spec your ring how you want to. It actually does affect how the game works, so just keep that in mind when you do choose your ring appearance. Your ring level will be reset, ring techniques will be reset, and collected power will be reset. All your uncollected power will be reset as well. So that just means that all your power, your level will be completely reset. You can't try to bank it for next season or anything like that. It's not going to work. It's all going to be reset, so we're all on a level playing field. Structures, so all the structures will be reset, unit types will be reset, and neutral units will be reset. And then finally, your fellowship will be reset. But usually, if you're capable, you have some form of communication with your fellowship so that you can get back into the game and get right back and kick it off right where you started off, and hopefully do even better than you did the previous season. And then lastly, what will be affected, you can choose your faction again every season, and a lot of people were thinking that you just want to stay good or evil and kind of get pigeonholed into that, but according to a Discord update, which I'll talk about a little bit later, you'll be able to use your commanders regardless of which faction you choose. So it's kind of nice that you get to choose any of these factions without losing anything that you had previously done. In an update released on the game's official Discord, we can gain even more information about the upcoming season. So as you can see here, when a new season begins, players from multiple servers will be merged into one new server. This means that you'll be playing with and against many new players that you didn't encounter during Season 1. You also won't be tied to the decisions you made during the last season. You can choose a new faction, make a new fellowship or warband, and meet new friends. If you so desire, you can choose the same faction you fought in before, and if you saved your fellowship warband as a custom chat at the end of the last season, you can try to bring the old gang back together. Of course, you'll keep all of your gems, commanders, equipments, gifts, and cross-season items, the ones that don't have a timer icon in the corner as you move into the new season, so it won't be a fresh start in every sense of the word. So they make a comment here about how you can use your fellowship warband custom chat to regroup up with your friends. I highly recommend having a Discord for your faction or for your fellowship. It's a great way to stick together, and you can keep recruiting that way, and that way you can keep getting stronger and stronger, and eventually when you run into another strong fellowship, you'll be prepared. So what's the theme for Season 2? The rings that you tacticians hold are as mysterious as they are powerful. They have the ability to influence the will of others, commanders and units included. In Season 2, you can freely choose from both good and evil factions, regardless of your choice in Season 1. In addition, regardless of which side you choose, you'll have the option to fill your ranks with the units and commanders from the opposing side. Your rings will allow you to control a limited number of commanders of the opposing opposing alignment, and to build embassies to house representatives of factions of the opposite alignment in your settlement. These embassies can be upgraded to upgrade and unlock the units of the corresponding factions, but to actually conscript said units, you will need to build their quarters outside of your settlement. After all, they wouldn't get along otherwise, like you would a fort. Even if the quarters built outside your settlement are destroyed, your upgrade progress will be saved in the corresponding embassies. Of course, commanders and units of opposing alignments naturally won't cooperate as readily as units and commanders of the same alignment. This is where the morale system comes into play. For example, an army of all Uruk-hai units would cooperate well amongst themselves, but would chafe at the idea of being led by an elven commander. The commander, likewise, would be disgusted by the band of Uruk-hai they were asked to lead. In this case, both the commander and units would suffer a damage debuff. Just the same, Orcish units and Manish units have to fight in the same army would also have to suffer a damage debuff. The specific influence of these debuff effects can be mitigated through the use of your rings. In short, a portion of your ring's power must be diverted to allow the use of and improve the effectiveness of armies that combine elements from opposing alignments. So, to me, this is kind of a good thing and kind of a bad thing. I know a lot of people have voiced their disapproval for this because it doesn't make sense lore-wise, but the reason that it's good is that it doesn't pigeonhole you to a specific faction, whether you're good or evil. If you wanted to go from, say, playing as Erebor Season 1, and you wanted to go play Angmar Season 2, you can do that without losing a lot of your progress. Now, there may be another way to mitigate these issues, like if you were to instead have some kind of trade-off where you have all your good commanders, and then all of a sudden all of that respect for your good commanders translates over to when you switch over to evil, and now you have that same amount of respect for your evil commanders. That might be a little bit better of a solution to make sure that lore-wise this makes sense, but I think that the way they're implementing it here with all of the damage debuffs and things of that nature, it's really going to be pretty well balanced in my opinion, just because we want to be able to use the commanders that we put our heart and souls into, put time into, use the equipment for them, and being able to use any unit type regardless of how hard it is to get there, or mitigating those damage debuffs with the ring upgrades, because obviously the ring is going to change for next season. It's really going to be conducive to the playstyle of those that aren't so concerned about the lore and are more concerned about getting able to maximize the game itself and being able to maximize their use of their commanders. So the next question here, if I choose a good evil faction but want commanders from the opposite alignment, what should I do? In Season 2, you will be able to choose which alignment your tavern tips will cater to via a setting in the tavern. This can be chosen freely regardless of which faction you choose. Depending on which alignment you have set your tip collection to, you will receive tips that provide respect boosts and equipment drops for commanders of that alignment. This can be changed once per day, so it is not a binding decision. So this allows you, with the ability to, use good and evil commanders regardless of which faction you choose, this just allows you to be able to freely choose which ones you want to be leveling up at that specific time. Okay, the next question. Will the commanders I already have receive any kind of content update? In Season 2, each commander will be able to pursue a series of quests related to their own story and background in pursuit of a piece of equipment unique to them and them alone. If you paid any attention in this season, you could go into the commander menu, and there was a little icon of a sword, and if you click that, it showed something called unique equipment, and it said coming Season 2. So I'm a little excited to see exactly what that is. Hopefully it provides something that's quite useful and goes a little bit over the top of what a gold item would give you. I think that having that ability to get unique items specific to each commander and helps them buff what they're already good at, I think that's going to be extremely awesome, and it's going to be one more thing that we can do to make sure that we have an advantage out there on the battlefield. And then the final question is, will there be any other new content? Season 2 will feature new commanders, neutral camps, and their corresponding units, adjustments to the map, new ring ability, and more. So when they say adjustments to the map, I'm thinking that they're going to implement more places, like, for example, Ents are located only the Fangorn area and the Entmarsh area on the map, and I think that they could put some of these different unit types spread out through the map a little bit better, try to make the game a little bit more equitable. I know that some people are concerned that this doesn't exactly follow the lore either, but I think there are ways that you can make this work. I'm definitely also excited for the new commanders, new neutral camps, things of that nature. So it's an exciting time, and I hope we get to the next season quickly. And that is what we know so far. So if you have any questions or comments, please do not hesitate to leave a comment down below, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. I would really appreciate it if you could leave a like and subscribe so that I can continue to get information out there to all those that need it on this game. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.